Assalamualaikum dan hai semua. Kita kembali dengan episod keempat Terjah Marjon. Kita akan menajah Marjon untuk sempena sambutan Hari Raya Aidiladha di Marjon kali ini. Okey. Tapi sebelum tu saya dan rakan-rakan Marjon ingin mengucapkan tahniah kepada sahabat kami iaitu Kak Arun Sofia yang telah selamat melangsungkan perkahwinan beliau dengan suaminya Syuhairi. Moga perkahwinan mereka akan diberkati Allah selama-lamanya. Okay, so basically untuk SEM baru ini, saya bukan seorang saja yang akan mengendalikan Terjah Marjon. Kita akan ada seorang MC yang baru. Dipersilakan Farah. Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, so Farah, how do you feel about joining Terjah Marjon? Excited?
First of all, I thought it was easy. I thought it's easy, but honestly, it's quite hard and it's quite awkward because you have this camera woman following us.
So, ayo kita mulakan edisi Terjah Marjon Aidiladha.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we have a very special guest with us, which is Michael Hall. He's our TEL H01 LED lecturer. So Michael Hall, for a start, I just want to ask you a few questions.
Sure.
First one is, have you ever heard of Eid Ul Adha before, or so do you have any idea about what it's about, or general idea about it?
Yes, I do, because you know, I lived in Libya for 2 years, so I saw a little bit of how they celebrated things there, and most recently, actually, last year I was in Egypt at the time of the Eid, and I saw them celebrating it there. And in Egypt, it's quite a spectacle because they slaughter the animals on the street, and big crowds gather to watch this. So it's not a spectacle for the faint-hearted. I mean, I think I know a little bit about the origin of it because it's based on a story which we have in the Christian tradition as well, which is about God telling Abraham to kill his son, and Abraham obeyed, and at the last minute God said, "Okay, that's right, I'll let you off," and a goat appeared. And he said, "No, you don't have to slaughter your son. You can slaughter the goat." So it's kind of a strange story. We have that story, but there's no tradition that I'm aware of. There's no kind of festival in the Christian tradition. Yeah. So when I see, I mean, it's always interesting to see other cultures' festivals, but other cultures' festivals are very often very strange. You know, like you go and you watch it and you sort of think, well, I'll try to see what people do here and maybe try to understand what this means. But very often it's kind of hard to understand. I think for me personally, or for Westerners, there's a shocking aspect of it, which is that the animals were slaughtered in a public place. But I mean, what that tells me is not particularly that it's wrong to do that, but that in the West, you know, we like eating meat, and but we don't. We're very squeamish about it, you know. So people buy meat from the supermarket where they don't have to think about, you know, how the meat got there, and so it's an uncomfortable reminder, you know, when you see animals being killed, you know, in order to eat them. It is quite. It's on the one hand, it's quite shocking, but also it makes you think. Well, actually, this is why this is happening. And I think if I had to slaughter my own meat, I would become a vegetarian because I wouldn't be able to do it. Not even chicken or something.
All right. So hi everyone. Today here with me we have Mr. Duncan Hunter that I'm going to interview about Eid Ul Adha. So first question. What is your opinion about Eid Ul Adha? What do you think about Eid Ul Adha?
What do I think about it? I mean, I'm aware that it's a very important time in the Muslim calendar. I mean, I guess the way I imagine it, because like most people, when we try to imagine somebody else's culture, we find a parallel. And so for me, it's a bit, in some ways, it's a bit like Easter in the Christian religion, because you have that. Easter has the idea of a fast, where you do you deprive yourself of some nice things for a time, but also maybe the Eid itself a bit like Christmas, where there's a bit of a celebration. So I guess for me, in my imagination, it's something of a kind of a mixture of those. I guess that people at Eid, like in Western tradition, we have a moment called Carnival, where people are getting ready for this big fast.
I see.
And so they use this last moment to enjoy themselves, because they know that there's a period of austerity when they will have to, for example, in many Catholic countries, people won't eat meat during this time or something like this. So they will use the Carnival as a moment to celebrate and enjoy themselves. So I guess I try to understand Eid in that as something similar to that. Because I don't know if this is the answer you want me to give, but as a teacher, it makes me slightly worried, because I know that it marks the beginning of a period when my students will be observing a fast. Because there's a need at the beginning and the end, is that right?
Yes.
There's one at the end. So for me as a teacher, maybe rather functionally, I think, I have to be careful. For example, you know that I tend to bring coffee into the classroom to drink. I have to be aware if I do that during Ramadan, and the students are not going to like that very much, because it's kind of, you are drinking coffee and we can't have any. So I guess for me it's an element, I think, Eid's coming up, I have to be more careful about what I'm doing in front of the students.
Less fortunate who don't have food, so celebrating it and giving it. So
Yeah,
every Aidiladha, there will be few less fortunate families come and then get the free meat from the mosque.
So it's kind of a way of distributing fairly and justly. Yeah, it's very interesting.
So that's like.
And is that a particular Malaysia, or is that a worldwide?
It's a worldwide, because in Islam, when you've slaughtered, it's stated in the Quran that you must be given the meat to the last one. It's something new, right?
So what do you do here? Because obviously you can't do that here. Do you have to? How do you kind of manage to have that same feeling here? What do you do?
For this year we plan to celebrate it like we have foods, potluck. We bring foods here and we change. We celebrate it and we pray as well. We have a special prayer, we call it Eid Ul Adha prayer, right? And then we also have we give donation, because this is like the term of donate, donating. We can use in the term of money or in the term of meat, in the cow meat.
Yes.
So some of us donate to the less fortunate countries, or we also donate money. If people want to do the slaughtering process, they need money to buy cows. So we will do online banking to them. So contribute a bit of our money.
So there's the same idea of kind of charity and good works and stuff. Oh, that's really nice. I would say I didn't know about that dimension of it, so that's very interesting to hear.
This is something new.
Yeah, something new, absolutely. That's very interesting.
So now here with me, we have another lecturer to be interviewed. We have Nick here. So Nick, first I'm going to start off with a question that do you have a background on what this celebration is about? Background knowledge about this?
Not really, no. I mean, I've always, in fact, I've only just heard about it from being in Pakistan. I mean, I've always known about Eid from working with, I've worked with Muslim students for a long time.
Yes.
So I've always sort of known about the Eid that ends Ramadan. But this is a different Eid, isn't it?
This is different.
So I don't know what its celebration, what it's marking. I don't know what the event that it marks is.
I'm not sure about this, but do you have a story about Abraham in Christianity?
Yeah.
Yeah, where God asked Abraham to slaughter his son. In Islam, we have the same story as well, where God asked Abraham to slaughter his son. And it's like a test whether Abraham follow God's order or not. So it's like a faith test for him.
Yeah.
So
the Omani naval officers just filled me in on that. It's like a certain percentage that you give away, isn't it? That needs to be given.
A certain percentage. If I'm not mistaken, 1/3. But I'm not sure.
Because it's a lot of meat, isn't it? I mean, if you
slaughter
a goat,
one cow, it's like a lot of meat.
I mean, they were saying that it could be a camel as well. In certain places.
Could be
a camel too. It's interesting you were talking about that story. Well, one thing that I find interesting is how that story is part of, it's part of Islam as well, and it's part of Islam, it's part of Christianity, it's also part of Judaism, I guess. I can use my one word in the name, which is kambing.
Kambing, yes.
Kambing.
You learn about it. It's kambing. Yeah, that's very good.
What is my feeling about marking that event?
Yes.
Or,
Anything that you think of?
I suppose, yeah. I mean, I'm not a vegetarian, so I don't have any particular problem with killing animals. And I think in a way it's really, I think we're so distanced from the killing of animals normally. We eat lots of meat. Meat is, and it's all sort of in the supermarket and very tidied up for us. And we don't
in packets.
in packets and things, and we don't see the killing side of it. And I think it's good that we're in touch with that, because something is giving its life for us to eat, and I think it's good that we experience that. I mean, I've never killed a goat, but I have killed a chicken.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. Now we are back with Terjah Marjon special untuk Eid Ul Adha. Makanya kita dah tanya pendapat lecturer tentang Hari Raya Kurban. So let's meet some of my friends to ask them about their opinion and what they know about Hari Raya Kurban.
Hi, good morning. My name is Muhammad. You can call me Mat.
Assalamualaikum, nama saya Muhammad Safwan. Omani Safwan ya.
Okay, so they are both like me, third year TESOL student in Marjon. So first question lah, apa yang kamu faham dan apa yang kamu faham tentang Hari Raya Haji ni? Maybe boleh start dengan Mat dulu?
Korban.
Kurban. Okay, Safwan pula, maybe one word yang describe Hari Raya Haji?
Semua ni based on the story of Nabi Ibrahim dan Ismail lah. So bagaimana pengorbanan seorang ayah tu untuk mengikut perintah Allah kan. Jadi sebagai umat Islam Muslim, so kita memang kena ikutlah perintah Allah. Jadi daripada cerita ni memang dia reflect kata kita memang kena ikut perintah Allah, macam mana susah atau macam mana macam mana keadaan kita dalam apa juga keadaan kita kena jalankan kewajipan kita lah. Itulah kot. Kewajipan satu lagi. Kewajipan kataan yang sesuai untuk gambarkan
Nak tanya lah, korang pernah join tak aktiviti kurban waktu dekat Malaysia ataupun maybe dekat UK?
Oh, dekat Malaysia pernah. Tolong pegang lembu.
Pegang lembu, oh menarik. Saya daripada tu pernah tolong lapah ke apa ke?
Pernah.
Oh, potong perut, buang tahi semua. Yang banyak dalam.
Siapa?
Menarik lah.
Oh, menarik.
Pernah tolong masak dan tolong makan.
Tak pernah tolong lapah macam Mat lah?
Tak pernah, masak pernah.
Oh, adakah kalau diberi peluang korang nak tak join?
Oh, kalau ada kat sini nak join.
Kalau ada kat sini?
Pengalaman.
Pengalaman, betul-betul.
Nak ambil.
Okay, so lastly nak tanya, daripada semua pengajaran, kisah yang kita tahu kan pasal Hari Kurban, apa ibrah atau pengajaran yang korang dapat daripada Hari Kurban ni, macam untuk diri korang ataupun untuk masyarakat ke?
Because kat Malaysia kan culture dia bila buat korban tu daging tu kasih pada orang kan. Jadi boleh saling bantu, kasih yang tak mampu.
Betul-betul.
Tu kita kena bersedia nak korban lah, apa jual lah, bukan fizikal lah, korban masa RM1 dan sebagainya lah untuk Islam lah. Tapi itulah basically pengajaran daripada yang dapat daripada Raya Korban ni. Memang pengajaran yang besar dia adalah pengorbanan. Pengorbanan kita sebagai seorang Muslim tu.
Okay.
Itulah apa yang Mak cakap ni.
So here with me we have Miss Nur Azrin Mutiadlan. Hi. And Miss Mimi came to celebrate Eid Ul Adha here in the UK.
To be honest, this is I would say, my last Eid Ul Adha in the UK.
Yeah.
I actually miss this celebration. For me, Eid Ul Adha itself, the definition is so wide, but it is about sacrifice, not only sacrifice, our devotion to Allah.
Have you ever experienced Eid Ul Adha before, or is this your first time? I mean,
No, not my first time.
Or not your first time. So,
Yeah.
what is your view about Eid Ul Adha? Do you have any?
It's like a type of Hari Raya Haji, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, and then last year we also like have kanduri that we eat together with all the seniors.
I
So it's
see.
really like a grand party for us. So it's very happy. And then even back to Malaysia, I know about this, like the slaughter of the cow.
What is your expectation or what you hope to see in the UK, since we know in the UK it's not allowed for us to slaughter cows? So what is your expectation on the celebration or celebrating Eid Adha?
As you know, one point of view, Eid Ul Adha is not just about the slaughter of cow.
Yeah.
Right? So we view Eid Ul Adha as the slaughter of the cow, but one side, most of our brothers and sisters are in Mecca, so we must like totally devote our soul to understand this celebration, right?
Yeah, true. So it's like more like devotion, and it's not all about eating and gaining weight. Hi, today we have two gentlemen, very handsome gentlemen with us. You'd like to introduce yourself?
My name is Mahmoud Bluji.
Yeah.
I'm from Oman.
Mahmoud, and this one is Aziz.
Yes, I'm Aziz Kelbani from Oman, 21 years old.
21 years old. Is this your first time celebrating Eid Al Adha here in the UK?
Yeah, this is the first time.
So how do you feel as this is your first time?
I think it's not that different from Oman,
Not
because we
different.
have friends here.
Alright.
We will celebrate in Manchester with Omani friends.
You have family there or just friends?
No friends.
Oh, just friends.
It's my first Eid
Okay.
abroad, away from my family.
Yeah.
Of course, it will be difficult.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. And you know, when Eid comes, I'm in Oman. I visit all my relatives.
Oh.
But here, no relatives.
Yeah, just friends,
just
right?
friends, yeah.
I know that. Like, for both of you, how is the celebration here? I mean, there in Oman, because in Malaysia we usually bring one cow and then we slaughter it in the mosque. So is it the same in Oman or it's different?
Yeah, in fact, in Oman, each family bring cow, and each family.
Oh.
We sort it after praying.
Oh, after
Yeah,
prayer,
so,
yeah. Same
yeah.
with us like that. Okay, alright.
Okay Farah, so kita dah selesai interview lecturer dan sahabat-sahabat kita. Apa yang korang dapat daripada interview diorang tadi tu?
Alhamdulillah, daripada it's very agak menarik untuk interview Michael Hall next, sebab Michael Hall rupanya ada sedikit background pasal Eid Adha, dan juga Michael Hall juga pernah kata ada peluang untuk melihat macam mana dia dilakukan di Libya dan juga di Egypt. So it's very interesting that he knows the story about Nabi Ibrahim dan juga Ismail. So and Mimi and Zu as well. So because at least kita Malaysian ada background on how it's being conducted. So yeah. What about you, Nat? Dengan two gentlemen tadi.
Okay, they were very cooperative. Diorang sangat membantu lah. Diorang macam bagi explanation macam mana. And then I can conclude dan diorang semua agree yang actually ibadah korban tu bukan hanya nak sedekah-sedekah, tapi kita harus macam sacrifice everything yang kita ada.
True.
And in a way dia akan mengajar kita untuk menjadi Muslim yang sejati. InsyaAllah, hopefully lah kita macam tu.
Speaking of that, Nat, so what do you expect from this coming Eid Adha from yourself, Nat?
Oh, me.
Yeah.
For me, I hope that as usual, berkorban like Safwan said, berkorban untuk menjadi yang terbaik. So hopefully for this year, final year, I hope I can sacrifice a little bit of my time to focus on my dissertation dan untuk menjadi yang terbaik lah. Dan benda ni kan macam ongoing process kan, macam jadi muslimah yang terbaik dunia akhirat, insyaAllah. I'm sure it goes the same with you, right?
It's the very same thing with me. Hopefully dengan adanya ibadah korban ni bukan saja buat kita korban dapat makan daging semua, but it's all about ourselves as well. Apa benda yang kita suka tapi kita terpaksa korbankan, seperti ada yang dalam surah Al-Baqarah yang menyatakan bahawa tak semestinya benda yang bagus, benda yang kamu lihat baik tu baik untuk kamu, dan tak semestinya benda buruk untuk kamu tu lah buruk bagi kamu, kerana Allah lebih mengetahui, insyaAllah.
Okay, insyaAllah. So this is all. I mean the episode 4 Terjah Marjon Eid Adha. Tunggu, nantikan kemunculan episod yang terbaru. Dan again, welcome Farah to the school.
Terima kasih yang
Okay.
Selamat Hari Aidiladha.
Okay.
I'd like to say happy Eid
Mubarak.
Sorry. To all of the Malaysian students at Marjon, and to everyone, everywhere.
To everyone.
I just hope everyone enjoy this season, that it's like a very good chance for
And our
everyone.
last chance as well.
All the Malaysians like gather together. So have fun.
So let's just celebrate Eid Ul Adha.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter where you are.
Assalamualaikum, hai everyone, selamat raya. Jangan suruh cakap selamat raya. Okey dah. Selamat raya.
Selamat Hari Raya Eid Ul Adha daripada Sofia dan Syahid.
Saya ingin mengucapkan selamat Hari Raya Korban kepada kawan-kawan saya. Selamat Hari Raya Korban kepada sorry. Shut up! What's happening? And to all the Malays around the world.
Kelantan.
Yeah. Tu dah.
Okay, selamat Hari Raya Eid Ul Adha pada semua yang menonton video ini, especially for the Muslims. So, have a fun one. Selamat Hari Raya Mak. Puasa.
Okay. Assalamualaikum. Selamat Hari Raya Eid Ul Adha kepada semua warga Muslim dan Muslimat Marjon dan juga family di Malaysia di tahun ke-2, 3 tak beraya. Sedih.
Semoga peristiwa yang berlaku sepanjang Hari Korban ni dapat menjadi iktibar dalam kehidupan kita.
Boleh worship kat Malaysia?
Boleh sila.
Saya belajar di Universiti.
Kami ya.
Kami
tadi
mengucapkan selamat Hari Raya Eid Ul Adha yang ke
14 14.33 Hijrah
dan selamat berkorban semoga lagi.
Selamat Raya kepada semua warga, kepada semua Muslim di Marjon dan juga di tempat lain. InsyaAllah.
Selamat Hari Raya. Comel.